We have seen already proved that tax, indirect tax in the market causes a deadweight loss. So if we start from a market in which there is no externality, so under this situation, if the government imposes any indirect tax, that will create inefficiency due to distortion. And due to that distortion, what we find that there is some deadweight loss. So now in this part we will prove that for each additional unit of tax, the marginal deadweight loss will be more than the previous one. For additional unit of tax, the additional deadweight loss will be more than the original one. So it will keep on increasing. So here we start with the horizontal axis, measuring the output, vertical axis, measuring cost and benefit. So we consider that this is PMB equals to SMB curve. There is no externality in consumption. So similarly, there is no externality in production, and hence we find that this is PMC equals to SMC curve. So just give the name A, B, E, and output level is O, Q0. So at point E, we can find social cost equals to O, B, E, Q0, and social benefit equals to O, A, E, Q0. So O, B, E, Q0, this quadrangle, the area of this quadrangle represents social cost, and the area of this quadrangle O, A, E, Q0, that represents social benefit. So just first we consider that the government is imposing a tax T, which is represented by the vertical distance between these two curves. So now the supply curve becomes PMC plus T. So now the equilibrium output is OQ1. Equilibrium point is OF. So here what we find that at point F, again social cost equals to, now output is OQ1, the social cost will be equal to the area of the quadrangle OB, here we will give name OBGQ1, and the social benefit equals to the area of the quadrangle OAFQ1. So now what will be the deadweight loss? So first we have to find out, due to moving from optimal to suboptimal point, what is the decline in social cost and what is the decline in social benefit. So if we compare between the two social cost O, B, E, Q0 and the quadrangle social cost O, B, E, Q0 and the quadrangle O, B, G, Q1. So the decline in social cost, that means decline in social cost is Q1 G, E, Q0. So equals to minus Q1 G, E, Q0. And what will be the decline in social benefit? Delta SB equals to, so initially social benefit is O, A, E, Q0 and now O, A, F, Q1. So this area of the quadrangle Q1, F, E, Q0. So what is the difference between the decline in social cost and social benefit? That is, we can write that the decline is delta, the area of the triangle G, E, F, or area of the triangle E, F, G. This is the deadweight loss. So now if we want to compare it with the marginal deadweight loss, just we have to think that there is further increasing tax per unit T. So there will be another equal parallel shift of the PMC curve. So it is supply curve. This is PMC plus 2T. So if we move from PMC to move the first tax and second tax, every time the tax rate increased by the same, that will be same increase in the tax rate. So again we will find out the equilibrium will move from point G to point H, and output level, the equilibrium level of output becomes OQ2. So now again we have to compare between the social cost and social benefit at point G. At point H. So we will compare the social cost and social benefit between point E and social cost and social benefit at point E and point H. So E, already we have got the value of social cost and social benefit in E. Now we have to compare the value of social cost and social benefit at point H. So at H, what is the social cost? Social cost is O, B, J, Q2. So SC equals to O, B, J, Q2. And what is the social benefit? Social benefit will be O, A, H, Q2. So social benefit equals to O, A, H, Q2. So if we compare, move from point E to point H, what is the declining social cost? The social cost decline will be difference between, initially social cost was O, B, E, Q0, and now it is O, B, J, Q2. The social decline in social cost will be Q2, J, E, Q0. Delta SC equals to minus area of the quadrangle Q2, J, E, Q0. And what will be the decline in social benefit? Initially social benefit was O, A, E, Q0. Now the social benefit is O, A, H, Q2. So decline in social benefit equals to Q2, H, E, Q0. So area of the quadrangle Q2, H, E, Q0. So this is my decline from movement from E to H. This is my total decline in social cost, social benefit, and this is my total decline in social cost. So difference between decline in social cost and social benefit is there is additional decline in social benefit to the extent that now DWL, deadweight loss, will be given as the area of the triangle EHJ. So just see, first we impose the tax T. That time this was the deadweight loss was given as EFG. So initially deadweight loss was EFG. Now is there again further increasing taxation to the same proportion. So again per unit tax T is imposed. So right now the total deadweight loss becomes EHJ. So what is the difference between marginal deadweight loss? So marginal deadweight loss will, initially this was the deadweight loss EFG, now it is EHJ. So the marginal deadweight loss will be represented by the area of the trapezium or quadrangle JHFG. So this shaded area indicates the marginal deadweight loss, and here we find that the marginal deadweight loss is greater than the initial deadweight loss. So why it happens? Because whenever we impose the tax on the free operation of market, that is one distortion, and whenever we increase the tax, there will be additional distortion. So that's why the effect will be, this time the effect will be more. So if we further increase the tax, we can find that now this will be the additional distortion or additional deadweight loss. So as the tax rate increases, the marginal deadweight loss will keep on increasing. So because of there will be more divergence, more dispersion from the socially optimal point. So first it is moving from E to F. That was the first divergence, and second time whenever further tax is imposed, the equilibrium point moves further away from the socially optimal point of equilibrium, and as the government keeps on increasing the tax, there will be further more divergence from the socially optimal equilibrium, and there will be more deadweight loss, more additional deadweight loss for additional tax. So the marginal deadweight loss, as the tax rate keeps on increasing, the marginal deadweight loss will also increase.